A little bit early, but he had, I guess his 4th and 5th were real quick. I think 10 pitches are under, and Campbell did a nice job for them. We used our bullpen, and like I said, it was anybody's game. We failed to make a couple plays at the end, and Marzilli makes a big one in order to win the game. So it was a great college baseball game.
2 clutch hits by 2 newcomers for you. I mean, just huge situation there.
Well, that's the reason Sullivan was in there tonight. He's been around the block a few times. He's an older guy, and then we got the big hit from Kmart to get us in that position, and then Connor Bright gets one through the right side. So we're very fortunate to be able to win. We did enough things. We were a little sloppy there at the end, but give Clemson credit, they battled back.
What kind of attributes allow Marzilli to make that sort of play there at the end of the game?
He works at it in practice. I mean, he makes those plays all the time in practice. When we're taking batting practice, he's not a guy that just stands around shagging. He's out trying to make plays, and sometimes I tell him to be real careful about diving, but he works at it. He tries to get angles, and that was a tough play. The wind's blowing and sinking a little bit. It was a changeup from Belcher, a little bit away, and he gets a great jump. And when somebody jumped in front of me, I thought the ball might be able to go down, and he makes a great catch.
Ray, the situation was putting Kyle in there in the end. Lefty-righty type thing. Did you know he knew Gossett a little bit? What about that?
Well, I was just trying to do the matchup there. Kmart's been swinging the bat pretty good for us, and he's a guy that could have started tonight. I just wanted to go a little bit older. I had so many young guys in there, but he stayed late and got a hit through the left side. We weren't able to score that run, but he kept the inning going there for us. A big hit.
And Connor Bright, taking the ball the opposite way. I mean, wasn't a 2-strike pitch, but how much does that kind of underscore his development?
Well, he's he's matured as a hitter, and he'll get some hits that way. If they'll throw him out there, he's good about going that way. He's done that a little bit for us for what we've seen from him, and we needed every one of them. Certainly, we didn't close it out too good there at the end, but we battled, they battled, and this is the way it's supposed to be when the 2 of us get together.
Talk about that jump Marzilli got. Is that baseball instinct? Is that recovery speed?
It's just instincts. That's one of those things you have to have a little bit of ability and instinct to make that kind of play. That was a very, very difficult play.
Do you feel like Evan's start to next season has gone a little bit overlooked?
Well, I don't think he's been overlooked. He's been at the top of the order for us. He's been setting the table a little bit. He had a stolen base, I think, tonight. Hit a ball hard out to the left, and he's a guy that's going to have to be in the middle of it if we're going to have a good year.
What did you tell Martin when you put him in? A kid who obviously, as he mentioned, hasn't pitch hit like hardly ever in his recent career. What do you tell him, or did you not tell him anything?
Well, I told him a few innings earlier. I said, Kmart, this may be your call here. We didn't use him in that particular instance, and then a couple innings later, I had told him that if Griner comes up there, we'll probably go the opposite way, get him in there to try to face the righty. So he was ready to go the second time, and he had a low fastball that he didn't get for a strike. Got deep in the count, but then he took one the other way and kept the inning going.
I mean, what does it say about Connor and Kyle, the fact that you brought 2 freshmen off the bench and they came in and they were ready? They didn't seem mentally spaced out.
Well, I'm real happy about that. In this atmosphere, this is a big game, and I've been trying to protect those guys a little bit. They're good players, and we got to play them. But hopefully, what happened tonight helps them have a little bit of an advance for what happens the rest of the year. They did a nice job for us.
Even though you had a 2-run lead on the bottom 11th, when Schaefer let off with that double, you figured it was going to have to be a battle right down to the very end.
Without a doubt. I mean, it's just the way it is. I mean, it's not going to be easy. Schaefer, you got to tip your hat to him, a guy that played hurt. I mean, he's fighting a groin injury, and he got ready this week. He worked out in the pregame. He had some great at bats. He's a tough out, and he stepped up there and got a big hit, brought the tying run to the plate, and we had to fight to hang on.
Do you feel like this is the kind of game that matures some of those younger players?
I hope so. I hope so. This is the kind of environment we're going to be in throughout the year. Certainly, you're not going to play Clemson all the time, but in the SEC, you're going to have some big crowds. You're going to have some big battles, and hopefully, what happens for those guys tonight makes them a little more comfortable as we go forward.